everyone, I'm Haley, and today I am going to be talking about Squire. It is a standalone fantasy graphic novel created by Nadia Shamas and Sarah Alfagi. Squire is about knights and empires and girls with swords, but it's also about oppression and fighting for a better world. The story kicks off with a young girl named Isa who dreams of becoming a knight and a hero. Her people, the Ornu, are under the rule of the Bait Saji Empire and aren't allowed to become citizens. To earn money for her family, Isa sells fruit in the city, where she's ridiculed for just existing. On her way home, she encounters a person who's recruiting for the Bait Saji military. The empire is on the brink of war, and it needs new soldiers. In exchange for enlisting, the recruits have a chance at becoming a squire, which can then turn into being a fully fledged knight, and being a knight means being granted full citizenship. It's Isa's dream, so she begs her family to let her try and become a knight, and her family's terrified for her. Reasonably so, as her people are hated. As part of their culture, the Ornu people have tattoos that signify where they come from, and her family is concerned that even though she's allowed to enlist, the other recruits will condemn her without even getting to know her if they see her marking on her arm. So they cover her tattoo and remind her that she has to keep it hidden, no matter what, for her own safety. On her way to the training camp, she meets someone else who's enlisting, and the two of them become fast friends. They talk about their favorite nights, their dreams, and what they think training is really going to be like. And it ends up being a lot harder than they thought it was going to be. It's not just sword fighting, but it's studying too. Isa ends up making a few friends along the way, including an ex-knight turned janitor who helps her train and talks about how the glory of the empire isn't what she thinks it is. Isa and her friends do well enough that they're given this special task, essentially border patrol between their training empire and a nearby Ornu village. It's supposed to be a short and safe mission, but they are attacked out of nowhere. One of Isa's friends is wounded, and to help save him, she takes the covering off of her arm to bandage his wound and save his life. Isa has to decide whether she wants to continue to fight for the Empire and against her people, or to fight against the Empire itself. There's so much in this book that I love. The art style and the color used throughout the book are incredible. Sarah Alfagi took real-life inspiration on the colors from her time spent in Jordan, and her use of color really shows off the beauty of the Middle East. She's also really great at showing different expressions of the characters, and they are so funny to look at. The characters themselves are just really fun, and they feel real. It's a fantastic story that has some really deep meaning, I would say. So if you're interested, Squire is available in print at Fountaindale and on Libby as an ebook.
Hi, my name is Allison, and today I'll be talking about Breathe and Count Back from 10 by Natalia Sylvester. This is a contemporary fiction YA novel that came out this year, and it is a standalone. I'll give you a little bit of a synopsis about it. So, it's about Veronica, who's always loved being in the water. She has hip dysplasia, and the water is a place where her pain goes away and the scars from her surgeries are no longer visible. When a new neighbor moves in named Alex, Veronica realizes she might be falling for him, but she doesn't want her parents to know. There's also a local attraction called Mermaid Cove that has an opening for a professional mermaid performer, and she really wants to try out for it. Veronica wants to, but her parents also have different ideas for her. Will she be able to truly find herself, reach for her own goals, and make her own decisions? That's sort of my pitch for the book. And why exactly did I like it? Well, it has amazing own voices disability representation, which I think is super important to the YA genre. It also has an adorable romance between Alex and Veronica. And it also has super fun mermaid themes with super fun costumes and like this swimming tank where they all have fun, and it's just great. I don't know. It was just wonderful. It also, something about this book that I really liked was there are these dictionary definitions in the beginning of each chapter right here that sort of encapsulate each chapter in the book itself, and it's these different words that mean something to the main character and what she's going through and those kinds of things. So you can find this book at Fountaindale in print and also through ebook through Access 360.
Hi everyone, my name is Andrea Marshall. I am a teen services specialist here at Fountaindale Public Library, and today I wanted to talk to you about a brand new book. It is called Does My Body Offend You? By Myra Cuevas and Marie Marquardt. So this book is about two teenage girls who live in a suburb of Miami, Florida. The first girl, Milena, recently moved from Puerto Rico to Florida because Hurricane Maria destroyed her home in Puerto Rico. Her father, on the other hand, works for FEMA and is still in Puerto Rico, cleaning up after the hurricane. Because of that, it's just her and her mother. One day, Milena comes into school without a bra because she had a bad sunburn on her back. The school administration catches her and forces her to cover up. The other girl, Ruby, is also new to the school and recently moved from Seattle to Florida. While living in Seattle, Ruby always lived under the shadow of her overachieving sister, and in Florida, Ruby is figuring out her place in the new school. Ruby meets Milena in the bathroom after Milena has been dress coded, and Ruby is determined to help the girl, whether or not her advice is wanted. What happens next is Ruby and Milena form a friendship and become the leaders of the school dress code policy and the double standards of how it is enforced. To find out if the rebellion is successful and to learn more about the friendship, I recommend checking out Does My Body Offend You? By Myra Cuevas and Marie Marquardt. So one of the reasons why I really love this book is because of its feminist message. I really liked how it tackles different issues of feminism, such as school dress codes, in high schools and middle schools. It discusses how a lot of these are enforced through double standards and how it really hurts girls, how it really helps LGBTQ students, and how it really hurts minorities as well. I also really liked how it discusses intersectional feminism. Specifically, it discusses how to be a good ally, how to examine your privileges, and how you can help others through doing that. I also really liked how it tackles really real-world issues, such as the devastation of Hurricane Maria and how the cleanup after that was absolutely devastating. Another reason why I really like this book is because it's a good combination of being character-based as well as plot-based and very fast-paced. I think it's really fascinating how the characters interact with one another. It's a great book that has great character development. So specifically, Ruby here, she, at the beginning of the book, is someone who is very rash and doesn't really think through her decisions. So throughout the book, she really learns how important humility is. Whereas Milena, on the other hand, in the beginning of the story, she doesn't have a lot of confidence. So throughout the book, she really learns how to stand up for herself, and she really, her confidence really grows. So that was one reason why I really love this. The characters are really fleshed out. They are very flawed. And they are very real. This book would have been absolutely perfect for something like Reese's Book Club. This would have been an absolutely perfect pick. And I think it's really underrated. I think it really deserves more buzz and more PR because it is just so wonderfully well written. So if you would like to check out this book, you can check it out in our Vortex through our young adult collection. And you can also check out an ebook. You can check that out through Libby. So that's all the time that I have for today. Thank you so much for joining us, and I hope you have a great day. Bye-bye.